Hey y'all. So this week was the final week of the artist's way for me. It says chapter 12 is about recovering a sense of faith, and I'm not really going to do a summary of this chapter because it's basically going back over the importance of why this course is important and why you should stay disciplined nurturing your creative child. So we're going to jump right into the tasks. So I'm only going to be doing 2 of the tasks in this chapter. The first one I'm going to do is number 1 from the task. It says, write down any resistance, angers, and fears you have about going on from here. So for fears, I wrote down not being disciplined with artist dates or voice recordings and not improving or progressing with my creativity. I think my fear of being disciplined is because now that I'm done with the book, there's no one really keeping watch of me and being a accountability partner to make sure I actually do my artist dates, go on daily walks, do my daily recordings, which I've swapped out from my daily journals. For not improving or progressing with my creativity, I think I just need to remember that progress isn't linear. It looks different for everyone. It's not always going to be consistent or a straight line, but I do feel like sometimes you hit a plateau with your creativity no matter what it is, and it feels like you're not progressing, like everything looks the same that you're creating until you learn a new skill or you get a new mentor or something, and all of a sudden your work starts changing again. I'm going to try my best to stay disciplined and keep doing photo shoots at least once a week or maybe every other week, depending on how much time I have. And for improving, I think I do want to start signing up for Skillshare. There was a different website that was similar to Skillshare, but it got shut down, and I was using that for photography, like learning how to do different retouching in Photoshop. So I think I will start investing in like video editing courses and color grading courses just to help improve my videos. For anger, I put that I don't have any resources or money space for photography. That's probably not anger, it's probably just frustration. Yeah, I get frustrated that I don't have all the resources that I need to do the specific things I want to do. And for resistance, I put it's been done before and not as good as people I look up to. So this is also talking about photography and also cosplay. So everything has been done before, so there's nothing I can really do about that. But I also feel like even though it's been done before, people are still looking up tutorials for it. They're still looking for advice for it because not everyone's advice or the way they explain things is going to be the same. Sometimes people watch your video just because they like your personality, they resonate with your aesthetic. You're just putting a spin on the same subject in a different way that they can easily digest compared to other people. And for not being as good as the people I look up to when it comes to cosplay or photography, I think I just have to remember those people, they didn't start day one getting their work to look how it is now. They also started at chapter 1, so don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. And I think what helps with that is if you're watching someone's YouTube channel, for example, scroll down to their very first video and compare it to like their latest video, and that's how you can see where they started and where they are now. And same thing with photographers or cosplayers on Instagram. If they still have it up, you can scroll down to like one of their very first cosplays or their very first photo shoots and see what it looked like when they started compared to what their photography or their costumes looks like now. And the last task I'm doing in this chapter is number 8. It says, now check how. Honestly, what would you most like to create? Open-minded, what oddball paths would you dare to try? Willing, what appearances are you willing to shed to pursue your dream? So I wrote down a couple of things. I'm just gonna go down the list. The first thing I put is create a photo series of zodiac signs. This has been done by a lot of people. I do think on America's Next Top Model, they did it. So I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but basically I want to do a photo series of me cosplaying as different zodiac signs, both from Western astrology and from the Chinese zodiac animals. I feel like it would be nice to do like a combination of my 2 hobbies, so cosplay and photography. photography, and it would just be fun to dress up as all the animals and the zodiac, and it'll also give me a chance to play around with wigs and makeup and all that. I also put to do a photo series of my favorite anime characters, so I'm slowly already doing that. I put a roller skate series. So someone I've mentioned on here before is Karen the Carrot. I really enjoy her skate vlog. She skates downtown in California, and you never really know what she's going to see in each vlog or what's going to happen, but usually they're very uplifting vlogs. They make me want to go out and skate too, so I would love to start doing that. And skating downtown, skating in the park, skating down trails, like stuff like that. Oh, also skating and cosplay. All these things, I know I'm going to do them. It's just I need to learn how to get better with stopping with skating, and I need to get more confident where I know if I am downtown or somewhere crowded, I'll be able to maneuver in the skates without hurting myself or get into an accident. I'm not sure if this is every downtown area, but I know for sure, like in Virginia, there's been a lot of college students and then, you know, regular everyday people walking downtown and then getting hit by cars even though they have the right of way. So I just want to avoid that when I'm skating. I also put that I want to do a face paint series. If I can find her name, I'll put her on the screen somewhere, but there's someone on TikTok that I've been watching. She does a lot of creative face paint looks that I want to recreate, and if I find any others, I might do that too. Like, for example, I also want to do a Steven Universe series where I do a bunch of different Steven Universe characters with face paint, and any other characters that are like all one crazy color. I know like people have been doing Gumball from the Amazing World of Gumball. I think I've also seen people do like Lemon Grab from Adventure Time. So just like characters that are different colors basically. I also wrote down road trips and travel vlogs. Recently I was talking about doing a train vlog with my friend because I think there's a train that takes you on like a scenic route and then it takes you back to your destination or where you got on from. So I would love to do that. I would like to do like vlogs of me going to the Ren Fair, anime conventions, and then local events like in the DMV. Now we're on to the check-in portion of the chapter. The first question says, how many days this week did you do your morning pages? Have you accepted them yet as a permanent spiritual practice? How was the experience for you? So I've said it before, but I've been using my phone to do recordings, voice recordings as my morning pages. And this week, mainly it was like fear of ending the chapter, not knowing what to do next since I don't have any guidance. I'm also worried about finding different creative projects, I guess, to do besides cosplay and photography, because I do enjoy them, but cosplay, it takes a while. It's a lot of money. Photography, I don't always want to be on camera. And also, if I do take photos, it's better to like do your makeup because the camera like it really zooms in on your pores and everything, and I don't want to keep messing up my skin by taking photos or doing different shoots all in one day and having to keep redoing my makeup, washing it off or something like that. So I would like to invest in some other hobbies where I don't have to worry about money or worry about prepping my face as much, and that's probably going to be roller skating for me this summer. And have I accepted doing the morning pages as my permanent practice? I don't think so, mainly because I don't have a lot of storage on my phone, but usually when I do it is like in the morning when I'm on my way to work, and if I'm not recording, I'll just, you know, talk to myself in my car. It sounds crazy, but sometimes it's just something you need. It's something I'll continue to try to do, but I think I enjoy talking to an actual person compared to like journaling or video recording. For the second question, it says, did you do your artist date this week? Will you allow yourself these on a permanent basis as well? What did you do? How did it feel? Yes, I did my artist date yesterday, but also it was 90 degrees. So basically I was roller skating. I did try to record it, but I think the video is overexposed because it was too bright outside and I forgot my ND filter for my camera because I was just rushing. It was fun. It was nice. I haven't skated in a while, so I was just doing drills like bubbles, working on my crossovers and working on learning how to stop. And it was also kind of like exposure therapy because there were a couple of people watching me. And then I also had an incident where, not an incident, but basically this couple, I think I was in a spot they wanted, I'm not sure, but I remember them walking by, I said hi, and they ignored me. And then they kind of like stood a couple of feet away from me, and they had one of those it was like an electric plane, I don't know what to call it. They were rude, they didn't say hi back, and once they got their plane started, they kept flying it over my head. Like, it wasn't close enough to where I could touch it, but it was close enough to where it was like really loud above me, and they kept doing that and landing it near me, and it got really frustrating. And I don't know if I got them on camera because where I was recording, they were behind me, and I didn't move the camera because I was there first. But yeah, that was a weird experience that I didn't like, and I ended up leaving. So I feel like they did that on purpose to make me leave and get the spot where I was skating. Other than that, everybody else at the park was really nice, but I think I do need to find some better spots to skate where there's not a lot of people or a lot of kids, because once it did get later, a lot of people came, and then I just didn't have enough space to skate without people being in my way. So I think I do want to get better enough to where I can skate downtown and skate in like public areas where I don't have to worry about staying in one spot and dealing with, you know, the public, little kids, people being rude and not want to get out of your way. But it was really fun. I do want to do it again. Today is raining, so whenever it's not raining, I want to do more skate videos, and I might put them on TikTok because I don't want people thinking this channel is specifically for skating. And will I allow myself to do this on a permanent basis, artist date? Yes, but it might not be weekly like it is for this book. It might have to be every other week or just when I have time, because I will say trying to do artist date every week was stressful because I was struggling to figure out what creative thing can I do, what date can I plan. I think I was overthinking it because all the stuff I actually wanted to do, I either didn't have the money, didn't have the time, or I was just too tired from work. I feel like most of my interests are related and kind of the same, so I did end up repeating myself with artist dates. Most of the time I like doing like low-key peaceful dates, like watching anime, reading books, coloring, or just buying myself something as a treat to myself. So nothing exciting. When I go back and look at other people's artist dates on YouTube, I'm like, oh, everyone's doing like something really fun for their artist date, and then I'm just coloring or, you know, doing something simple. But I guess it just depends on the person. So I think I am gonna permanently do artist days. They're just gonna be like not aesthetically pleasing. Number 3, it says, did you experience any synchronicities this week? What was it? I've already said this, but I've been finding more and more people that are doing Black Fae Day, and one of my friends, she actually explained to me that there's different types of fairies, because she asked me what type of fairy I was going to be for Black Fae Day, and I was confused at first. I was like, are all fairies the same? And then she showed me like a little chart, like there's flower fairies, there's mushroom fairies, and I guess kind of like the Tinkerbell show, like she's a tinker fairy. I think there's a animal fairy or something. So I had to rethink my costume, and now she's actually helping me do a flower fairy themed costume, because in the beginning I was just gonna do like all pink fairy, but now since I'm trying to do like a flower themed fairy, she gave me the idea to do like flower petals on my eyelashes, doing like a flower crown and stuff like that. So that's a small synchronicity, just prepping our costumes together for next month. And the last question, number 4, it says, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. No major issues. I would just say a lot of anxiety about finishing the chapter, ending the chapter. I did want to eat a cake or something in the park, but it's raining today, and then yesterday was 90 degrees, so I couldn't really stay out there too long. So obviously I'm in my room, I'm not at the park, but I have some fruit roll-ups. Very nostalgic. I haven't had these in a long time, so I guess I'll eat these as celebration for completing the artist's way. I also have some crispy cookies. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, it says crispy chocolate chip cookies, and I'm gonna eat these later while I watch some anime. Other than being anxious about ending this book there weren't really any issues. But that's pretty much it for the check-in. At the end of the book, it gives you a creativity contract. Hopefully you guys can see this. If not, I'm just going to put a picture of it. But at the end of the last chapter, it gives you a creativity contract to sign. After that, it gives you some question and answers about the book from the author. And at the very end of the book, it also shows some of her other books. I might read her book. I might buy the one, it says, It's Never Too Late to Begin Again. I might also buy that from her. I haven't heard anything about her other books, but these are it right here. They might be too small. And also at the end of the chapter, it says, read the book again. This is actually my second time reading the book. So either read the book again or give it away to a friend. I plan on keeping this book since I've highlighted and wrote a lot in it, but I have been recommending it to a lot of my creative friends. I have a lot of photographer friends that I've been talking about this with. I've been recommending it to all my friends at work. I feel like if you are disciplined and you follow what you're supposed to do for each week, it will help with your creativity. My issue isn't having creativity. I'm pretty good with coming up with ideas and concepts. It's just not having the resources. Some days I'm too sick, not having the space for photo shoots and photography and stuff like that. Now that I'm done with the course, I have been thinking about, okay, what's the next thing I'm gonna do? What am I gonna do now to continue doing creative projects? And I think what I want to do is there's this website called 500 Picks. That website and another website, they give you creative photo challenges to do for the month. So if doing something weekly is too much for me, I can definitely do like a big creative project every month. And there's a couple of challenges they have on there. So I might start doing those when I have time. And a lot of people have been telling me to do a series and put it on TikTok. So I might start doing behind the scenes or something and posting it on TikTok. Especially whenever I do like my face paint looks. I feel like they would really enjoy it compared to YouTube. I don't think a lot of people on YouTube are looking for face paint tutorials, but I feel like the community on there, both for photographers, cosplayers, or anybody in creative in general, more people are actually searching on there compared to YouTube. So I might actually do better on there. Might potentially find other people to collaborate with. Yeah, I've just basically been thinking about the future and how I'm gonna be consistent and continue to grow as a creative person. Yeah, it's kind of like bittersweet. I've been doing this for 3 months. It says the course is 3 months, but I've been doing it like a little longer, I feel, because I've had days where I couldn't film or I couldn't do anything, and I've also taken breaks when I needed. I do feel like I was more consistent and more disciplined this time around. This is my second time doing the Artist Way. Now that this is over, because this was kind of a series for me for YouTube, I can focus more on creating cosplay videos for this channel, face paint looks, upcoming vlogs. If you guys want to see any specific video, you can let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them. But it looks like that's it for my Artist Way journey, and I'll be seeing you in some future behind the scene videos. If you've been watching since the beginning, thank you for staying with me. I'm still trying to find my voice and figure out content creation, so I appreciate anyone who's been supporting me, commenting, liking, sharing. I'm gonna do my best this year to get more comfortable on camera, filming in public, especially since I invested in the Osmo Pocket 3. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.